Harlem. It is lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on over to Glenn.
Hey, I'm Glenn, also known as Games in a Bunker everywhere. I did not know I was supposed to bring a pet, so I have this piece of candy. So we'll call him Tony. I will be playing Dan Droper. No one really knows what I do at the company, so
I think we all deserve a little desk friend named Tony. We'll go ahead and move on over to Hazel.
I'm Hazel or Mira, depending on where you find me on the internet, be it like Instagram or Discord or wherever. And tonight I will be Lizzie. I also do not have a pet, unlike some of our co-stars today, but I do have a girlfriend sitting over there telling me to drink water every 5 minutes.
Thank you, girlfriend. I think we all need a girlfriend to be sitting in the corner telling us to drink water every 5 minutes. We'll move on over to Savannah.
Hello, my name is Savannah Georgie, and that is the name that I use for all social media across the platforms. I will be playing Mathilda tonight, and my friend, who is a girl who yells at me to fill up her water, is sitting over there on her beanbag. She might join us later.
Perfect. Next up, we do have Techo.
Hello, I am Techo. It's a pleasure to be here. I don't got a witty thing, so I'm gonna move on. I am playing Matthew Jones today.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, we have Abby.
Hi, I'm Abby, Woody X Witch. I am playing Emily Priest. I also have a pet, but she's over there because she's kind of in trouble right now. So
I'm already sensing that this is going to be a very pet-friendly office. So thank you so much for introducing your pets, as they will be joining us at the computers every once in a while. Just letting everybody know that tonight we are raising money for Room to Read. They are an organization fighting against illiteracy and inequality for youth around the world. Please go check them out, and you can find the link to donations in our chat. Donations that we're looking for is about $250 is our goal, but if we even make $5 today, we know we've made a difference. However, donations do not have to end tonight. They will continue to go on for at least another week. We have certain rewards and ways to affect the game if you wish to cause a little chaos for our players tonight. So please go ahead and check that link out in the side chat. I also hear we have a couple of games available. Glenn, can you tell us a little bit about some opportunities to get some RPGs?
sure. I have to remember which ones I put up there. We have the Mothership, I believe the deluxe set.
We do.
We should have a copy of Vason,
Mhm.
and as well as
I think it's Rivers.
that's right, Rivers of London, which is based off of the comic series.
Absolutely. So if you would like to donate to charity as well as take home an RPG, there you go. But let's go ahead and introduce everyone to the game. If you're not familiar with For the Queen, here's how we play. It's a question-based storytelling game and a world-building game. So you, my players, will take turns answering question cards that I will read aloud. You get to interpret the question however you wish, especially in this corporate setting. Other players may ask you questions or take suggestions on your turn, but whether you answer those questions or include those suggestions is entirely up to you. In order to do this, my players have these exclamation points, if you wish to showcase your beautiful art to the audience, that they will hold up for our players to let them know, hey, I would like to interject. As a safety tool, if any of the players encounter a question or an answer that you do not want to be included in the game, please make a big X with your arms in front of the camera, and we will exclude that content, and it is removed immediately from the game. Even if you draw a card that you do not think that is going to pertain to your character, you can either pass that along to someone else, or you can just draw a new card. You can also choose just not to take a turn, and you can skip to the next person if you so choose. We're going to continue answering question cards until the card, "The Queen is under attack. Do you defend her?" is drawn. Each player will then answer that question in turn, and then the game is over. So, players, do I have any questions? Audience, do I have any questions? Type them in chat really fast. Just kidding. We're going to go ahead and move right along. Let's go ahead and set the scene, shall we? You hear an alarm. It's about the 6 a.m. alarm. You have to be in the office in about an hour. It's about a 25-minute drive to the office. So you take your time brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, getting your outfit ready, because you know today's a big day. Today, someone who has been your mentor for a lot of your career, whether it has been a few weeks to a few years, is up for promotion. And you, my players, have been asked to sit in on a meeting with our lovely corporate heads to see if this mentor, our corporate queen, if you will, is fit enough to take on the role of head of the company. So you rush over to your work, you drive, you grab your coffee, you may spill it a little bit, but you are finally in the conference room. Awkwardly waiting, patiently waiting, maybe excitedly waiting for one of the heads to enter. The corporate queen is not in the room with you. Unfortunately, she has to have separate interview elsewhere. But they wanted to pick your brains to see what qualifications that she has around the office, not just on paper. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with Harlem. Harlem, you see before you a scrappy man who is in a very nice suit jacket, got those professor pads on the shoulders and big thick glasses. He tucks his papers in front of him and arranges the questions and looks at them very nicely. And he's going to ask you a quick question. Would you mind describing yourself for this man in front of you?
Yeah. So Harlem is an intern. Only been here a few weeks, is not paid, is only here for the college credit, is wearing his only nice shirt. It's quite wrinkled, and this pre-tied tie that he found at a thrift store. He tried to brush his hair. It still doesn't look great, and he's not sure why he's here, but, it is what it is, man.
Now, Harlem, you bring quite a new perspective to how we like to see our employees excel. Question for you concerning our corporate queen. She knows something about you that no one else does. What is it?
Well, considering she's the one who interviewed me, she, has my resume. And also I've been here a few weeks, so I don't think very many people know a lot about me yet. So, I mean, I feel like that's pretty much the main thing. I mean, she knows where I went to high school. She knows I dropped out for a few years, and then I did go back and complete it. I appreciate her giving me a chance despite my not so great educational background.
Excellent. And I would assume that not a lot of people know too much about you because you've only been in this position for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. But I do know everyone's coffee order.
That is very, very important. We'll go ahead. The gentleman turns and looks over to Dan. Dan, you've been with the company for quite a while, sir. Go ahead and explain yourself. Explain what you look like, I should say.
So Dan is older. Based on his attire, he started at the company somewhere between 1977 and 1998. It's hard to tell. He has found every loophole possible in the dress code. There are rules of what can be worn, but there's not defined well enough that he gets away with it. But also, because no one knows what he does, people are too scared to fire him.
I see. And, that also comes with the times where you have wanted to leave the office. But who besides the queen makes you want to stay?
Boy. Picking someone I don't know much about him, I will
This is
say
very new information.
yeah. Actually, I'm going to say it's the interns. Just we have two,
Yeah.
and it changes all the time because interns come and go. But I feel that I've got a lot of experience that I can share with them. I know all about the proper ways of thinking outside the box and make sure we have synergy and all those other words that no one uses anymore because they were nonsense then, they're nonsense now. But I want to give these young people a leg up, not just so that they can do a good job, but so they know how to get around things when they need to.
Absolutely. Providing that knowledge around the office is very, very important. I can see
I know
that.
all the best places to nap.
Oh, it's very good. Oh, I see Harlem would like to interject.
Where would those be?
So there is, okay, just make sure. Okay, down the boiler room, there's a little spot.
Mhm.
Not the best in the summer because it does get hot down there, but in the winter it's nice and cozy. I actually have a couple of books down there. I got a tea kettle. Sometimes it's a little fidgety and it sparks a bit because it's been there a while. But you just got to get to know Carl, the janitor. He will let you in and out. He likes now and laters. Just give him a couple of candies. You're good to go.
Thank you.
You see this man with the wide-rimmed glasses and the professor's shoulder or elbow pads, writing some notes as he kind of hears some whispering and hears now and laters and is like, I could go for some now and laters. Lizzie. Now, Lizzie, you are also relatively new, yes? You are mute, my dear. That's okay.
My bad. I mean, relatively, but I've been here about a year-ish.
Go ahead and
Feel pretty-
describe Lizzie for us.
Mousy, nose to the books, doesn't really talk to a lot of people because she's just too awkward. But like, she knows what she's doing at this point, and she gets the work done.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's probably why the queen trusts you very much. For you see, serving the queen is your duty, but what do you do for her that is also your pleasure?
Oh, we organized like a little book study group. So we talk about not necessarily always the same book, but like similar interests, sci-fi, sometimes a fantasy vibe. We'll just like bounce wrecks off each other.
It's always good. Nose to the books, both on site and off. It's always good to be. As this gentleman continues to write down a couple of notes, we'll move on over to Mathilda. Mathilda, now you've worked with the queen for a little longer, yes?
Quite a bit longer, yes. About, oh gosh, going on 55 years, longer than my last 3 marriages combined.
You don't look a day over 75.
Listen here, young whippersnapper, flattery will get you everywhere.
Go ahead and describe Mathilda for us.
Mathilda is that stereotypical old receptionist that has probably been there since before the dinosaurs. You couldn't imagine anyone else being in her position. You know exactly what she looks like. She knows the company in and out. She's been doing this longer than her 3 marriages combined. She knows trade secrets and she ain't gonna bother reporting anything as long as you don't get in her way. And the benefits are really good after 55 years.
So you have a lot of experience around the office.
Yes, yes.
Based on that, what do you do that disappoints the queen?
Absolutely nothing. I get the job done. I do it well. I've never been reported to HR in a way that's been seen through to its completion, and I don't hear any complaining.
As you say that, Matthew, why don't you complain a little bit?
Well, I heard through the grapevine. I didn't. I'm not. It's my opinion, but I heard that you sometimes bring cookies to those you care about, and you bring like this weird lump of, they say coal, to the ones you don't like. It's very obviously you like and don't like, and it's been reported to HR a couple of times. Any comments about that?
Well, you haven't seen HR with any lumps of coal, now have you? That should answer your question.
Interesting.
Alrighty then. Matthew, as you kind of retreat to your own little corner, please go ahead and describe Matthew in this moment.
So Matthew is in his very early 30s, or 31, 32. He's been in the company for about 5-6 years. And he's been in IT the entire time. He's worked his way up to being the director of IT. He is bald, very short beard. He's really well taken care of, and he's proud of what he does.
Excellent. Now, you've been here for 5 years, 5 or 6 years, and you've worked with the Queen for a very long time. How can people tell just by looking at you that you serve the Queen, that you work with her, that you work behind her, whatever? And do you mind it being so obvious?
Well, it's very clear. We're always in each other's offices. We help each other with tasks. We're aware of what we need help with. It is a mutual relationship in terms of, hey, I know you're good at this. Let me help you doing this. And it's a give and take kind of thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So it's more association based then.
More association based. We're always together.
Excellent. And as this gentleman is writing down notes, you can kind of see a little bit of sweat coming down his brow, just thinking about the lumps of coal that Mathilda hypothetically has, kind of a deal. We're gonna move on over to Emily. Emily, would you please describe your character?
Emily has been with the company for about maybe 2 years-ish. She is very put together. She tries to be very polished. However, she does come across as very severe. Almost like she's trying a little bit too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Well, with that being said, it seems that, you sometimes, I don't know, I've just heard rumor that you butt heads with the Queen a little bit. Because some would say that the Queen is not your queen. But why do you serve her anyway?
Well, of course, because she is my queen.
Mm-hmm.
We only butt heads because I do my best and sometimes that's just not enough.
I see. Oh, Mathilda.
Listen here, young whippersnapper. I hear you and your passive aggressiveness. I don't know what you scamps are up to, but why you butting heads with the boss lady? All you gotta do is get along with her and hide it a little better. What's going on that we ain't seeing?
Oh, nothing at all. I'm really trying.
Really trying to hide it, or going mafia here?
To meet her expectations. I would not want her to be disappointed.
Indeed.
Indeed, indeed.
Indeed.com.
Uh-huh. So this gentleman is continuing to write notes, kind of gets to a stopping point, when all of a sudden there's this beautiful lady who walks in, dark skin, has her hair up in a bun. And she says, "Thank you, Michael. I'll take it from here. So, you all know that you are here for a very important reason. That Teresa, your beloved boss queen, as we've heard, the hashtag boss queen around the office quite a lot. We at corporate have gained her resume and have gained quite a lot of credentials, but we need to know, what is the dirt behind Teresa?" As she is saying this, we're going to go ahead and move on over to Harlem. Harlem, you see this beautiful lady walk in, and she is going to ask, "What question do you wish that you could ask the queen, but what keeps you from asking it?"
So many questions, honestly. I'm so intimidated by her. And there's so much that I don't know. Like, she'll say, "Go do this thing," and I'm like, okay, where? How? But she's already walked away, and I'm afraid to chase after her, so then I'm just standing there like an idiot, and I have to go find someone else to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. So, basically, like, all of the questions.
Because you just want to be
And,
good at your job.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well, I do see that with time, I guess, for you, see, Teresa is very busy. We will find a proper mentor for you if you find that Teresa is not fit to your speed of progress.
I didn't say that. I
As
just
sh-
said that
Go
I
ahead.
have social anxiety and I am afraid to ask questions.
She writes down into her little notepad. Moving
Why do I
on
feel like
over.
I'm in trouble?
She's gonna go ahead and look on over to Dan, who's been here for a while. Dan, you seem like you'd be a good mentor, but let's focus on one thing at a time. If you happen to leave our corporation, what life would you return to?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be so much returning as just dedicating myself full time back to what I do as my hobby, which is I run the Lord of the Rings MUD. If you don't know what MUD is, it's a multi-user dungeon. It's a text-based adventure game. They were really popular in the 80s and 90s, and there's a group of us still keeping that alive. I still have it running on my old 386. I've been running the server for almost 42 years now, and I'd probably get back into that, full time into it. See if I can get some young people back into it. Liven that up. Because it's I think it's an untapped source for profit.
I see. And as she's writing down mud question mark Lord of the Rings extended edition question mark and she's going to turn on over to Lizzie. Lizzie, you've been here for a little longer than Harlem. I don't know if you've had any time to train him per se, but as far as your dealings with Teresa, the queen, what is the most difficult part of this conference that we are having right now? What makes you so adept at overcoming it?
Well, I think being slightly more established than Harlem gives me a little bit more confidence to be able to ask the questions. But like he said, um, eh, what's the name that we're going with? for
Teresa.
boss? Teresa. Teresa does tend to just like give a task and immediately leave you to it. So the opportunity for questions, even when you have the confidence to ask them, is kind of short. And I think that's definitely like the hardest part to grow in. frankly.
Very thought out answer. Matthew.
Well, if that is the case, have you ever had a word with her of, I would need more guidance with the things that she gives me, or have you just continued to stay to the side and do as you're told?
I mean, there are other people in the office too, dude. I usually just go to like the next person in the cubicle.
Not do this, sir.
Sorry.
We have Emily.
I would, except she's incredibly intimidating.
Hmm.
I also go to the person in the next cubicle.
Yeah, like she just walks so fast. It's scary to even think about trying to catch up with her. Like, I'm just gonna ask somebody who also seems to know what they're doing.
It's good to know.
I like to ask Dan, because Dan's been here a long time.
She's writing Dan. Reliable. Friend of interns and Emily. We're going to go ahead and move on back over to Mathilda. Mathilda, you see this beautiful dark-skinned woman with just the slightest bit of freckles on her cheeks.
Yes, I am.
And you see that she's not intimidated by you, and you're like, she's not ready to like take any of your shit at the moment, but you're going to let her have it because she came in here a little hostile, a little my way or the highway. So you're going to tell her exactly what for. She's going to ask a tough question. So the queen once had you, Mathilda, punished. What about that memory will stay with you forever?
Well, it was around the first half of my husband, you see. The first half of my first husband, you see. And I was young, like our other interns were. I was an intern once. Love got to me, and I let it interrupt my work, you see. And I missed too many days to go on this elaborate 3-day cruise, and whether it was sent by the queen herself or not, we ended up hitting this giant rock of ice. And in the middle of this cold ocean, I sat on that door watching my husband float. And I realized that work was more important. I believe that Teresa sent that rock to teach me that there is no work-life balance, for we could not balance the door. So I returned to the office. I was there when disaster struck young children of this office. I know tragedy. So I work to make sure it never happens again. And then my husband got hit by the ambulance that came to help us.
We're gonna start with Lizzie. Lizzie, what do you got?
I never really hear you talk about your husbands. Probably because, they're exes for a reason. But, could you walk us through your 3 husbands and whether they are exes or met some other form of demise?
Well, you heard the first half of my first one. The second half of my first one, because we never did finish those vows. We were too busy not drowning. And
What?
that young man went to war for me. He never came back for me, though. But his best friend was quite handsome in the way he supported me. And what a gentleman. We had 7 children together. I remember 4 of them. The other 3 are doing something with their lives. And when I got bored, he became an illusionist. Not a very good one. Disappeared one day, or so I told the police. And my 3rd one, we don't talk about Bruno.
Matthew.
I have Okay, this is a kind of side tangent question, but it has to do with the subject. How many times have you been brought into the sheriff's office for questioning?
Well, to my memory, only 9 times. There were other days that there are blocks of memories that are gone. That might have been it. It may have been my occasional comas, but I was a party girl as well back in the day. But that's why I'm here. The queen has stabilized my youthful ways. And now that I have all this PTO, I use it to do better things, like not hit rocks of ice.
Harlem.
You're dope as hell. How did I not know this?
There are many things you don't know about me. For example, the janitor also likes Reese's cups, specifically the Easter egg kind.
Gotcha. Okay,
Stop that.
awesome. Is this why you ask for a shot of Fireball in your coffee?
Don't repeat my questions back to me, just do them.
Gotcha.
This woman in front of you has just been staring blankly at a wall until you have finished your stories, because she, unfortunately, has heard them many times. And so she knows how they end. It is just this conference room is full of those stories. We'll move on over to Matthew. Matthew, this woman completely just fed up with Mathilda's shenanigans, looks over to you and says, now I need you to be very honest with me. When was the last time that the queen used you, or that you felt used?
Well, our relationship is more transactional. We help each other with work and other personal business here and there. I was just in her office earlier. She had a leak at her house, and I called one of my guys to come handle it for her. It's a give and take thing with me and her. It's an understanding. We use each other to advance each other. How it all goes.
All right. Advance past the other, or to stay upon the same playing field?
That is a good question.
Maybe
Only
Lizzie has
I
a
will.
thought.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You have a transactional relationship with Teresa that sometimes takes place at your personal houses?
We don't go into each other's houses. She said she had a leak at her house, so I called one of my guys to go fix her leak.
Dan.
So one of your friends went to Teresa's house to fix her pipes.
I mean, I
Will you
could, but I'm
clean them,
here.
perhaps?
I mean, look, I am very good with cleaning pipes if I needed to, but I have a job to do at work. I can't be at her house when I'm doing work here.
Mathilda.
Listen here, sonny boy. I've done your tricks with other bosses that definitely are still with us to this day. How many private parking lot meetings have you had in addition to these private house visits that we should know about?
Private parking lot meetings. I don't know what you're talking about. But what I do know is these bosses do they have to be ex-husbands too?
Well, as per my last email, you know that I do tend to get around. It's possible.
Are you sure you only have 3 husbands?
That I remember. There are gaps in my memory. Picture it, Sicily, 1937. The Great Depression has just ended.
And as the story is continuing, we're going to move on over to Emily. Emily, you've been rather quiet. And you see this woman looking at you very intently as you are kind of sitting in your chair a little bit straighter. You are a little bit more organized around your area, around your seat. And she goes, Emily, you see, we've already had talks with the queen. And Teresa says that she trusts you. But no one else here in this room does. Why do you think that?
I couldn't begin to know the minds of my colleagues. Perhaps it is because I come across as a bit snitch-like. I'm not. I would never snitch on any of y'all. You know, husbands or otherwise. But I do fear that perhaps I give that vibe.
Matthew.
You claim that you're not a snitch, but I told you something in confidence, and the entire staff by the next day knew that I liked hockey and getting hit repeatedly. That was just a test. I just wanted to see if you would spread some misinformation, and it didn't even take you 3 hours.
Well, by the next day, that would be at least 23. But the hockey part I felt like was pretty standard.
Yes, but I also threw in the thing I like being hit, and that was very much not the case.
Have you considered that you perhaps give off that vibe too?
See, I thought we weren't being rude here, and this is exactly what this is. It's you being rude immediately to me. See, you're not only a snitch, you're just rude.
We're gonna move on over to Mathilda. Maybe we might move to Mathilda. Who knows?
I'm
We
putting that in
quickly
my
turned into
email
like an office.
tagline. Now, Emily, we have discussed this many times. The advice of my 13th fiance: never tell people you're a snitch. Well, I was only semi-joking about the mafia, but is there something you haven't put on your onboarding paperwork that I need to know about that would be relevant to our hashtag queen girl boss lady that you kids call her?
To be fair, I did say that I'm not a snitch.
That's what a snitch would say. That's
Are
why
you
we
asking
don't mention
if I'm in
snitch
the
at all.
mafia?
Are you? I don't know what you kids do in your spare time.
Well, if I was part of the mafia, would I not do the exact same thing I just did, saying I'm not a snitch and say that I'm not part of the mafia?
My 39th boyfriend would be disappointed. Pal Capone, I believe his name was.
Speaking of
so
your
long.
39th boyfriend, Dan.
First of all, no. I would never date my mother. Thank you very much. Secondly, I think the reason is that you, Emily, don't know how to relax. I'm
What do you
pretty
mean?
sure.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure if you swallowed one of Matilda's pieces of coal in 2 days, you'd have a diamond. You're a little uptight, is what I'm saying.
Mathilda, can I get some coal and see if that works?
Hold on, I just realized one of my sons. Son? That's where you've been?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Dad. We already discussed that. And we don't talk about this.
Perhaps you're right, though. Perhaps I do need to relax. Maybe I can pace for a while.
As you say, pace for a while. This woman at the front of the conference table has been writing notes profusely and drawing lines between some of the answers, being like related ? Affair ? I don't know what's going on here. Siblings ? Who knows? And she seems very confused. So she sits up from her chair and she goes, "Thank you so much for allowing me to ask you all some questions. I apologize that we are taking so much of your time, but this is very important and for the betterment of your colleague Teresa's future. So please wait here. We will be back shortly." And she walks out of the room and closes the door. So now you all are alone in this room. trying to figure out what the heck is happening. Because Teresa has been talking about getting a promotion, but she also has been on vacation for the past week, 2 weeks, maybe it's been 3 weeks. So there hasn't really been sort of a connection as to how this promotion officially got to the corporate execs. And it just makes you all wonder a couple of things. Moving on over to Harlem. Harlem, you're kind of reminiscing in this moment. And something speaks to you. Teresa, the queen, once asked you why you're so reliable and why you serve her. Did she get an honest answer?
Absolutely not. It was during my interview. Everyone lies during their interview. Also, she's been on vacation for several weeks. I met her once. I don't know why I'm here. This shit is crazy. I'm posting all of this on the internet. I'm gonna get so many views. Holy shit.
Matthew.
I would like to remind you that you're under an NDA. You know, if you go and tell people on the
change the name.
internet, I'm just saying, you know, you can be sued. Just want you to be careful.
I'll change the name.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you here, you know?
I'll put one of those disclaimers at the front, at the beginning, that's like any relation to real world people is like entirely accidental, even though it's absolutely not.
All right. Oh, moving on over. Oh, sorry. Dan, you had something.
Are you posting that on a BBS server or MySpace? Where are you?
Wattpad.
Is that like MySpace?
I don't know what that is, dude.
Okay.
Lizzie.
Didn't MySpace get like nixed like almost 2 decades ago?
That would be for Dan.
I need to check something up here.
Glenn
Also,
is
did
finding
I
out.
sign an NDA? I did not read any of the intake paperwork.
Yes, you did. NDA was on like the precisely the 31st page.
30. Oh, that was like the entire packet where I just flipped through and found all the things that said initial here and wrote my initials.
It's the do you agree to all the terms and services?
Yeah, I checked the little box that said I'm not a robot. Don't know why you printed that out, but all right.
You might want to go back and reread that for your own safety.
Emily.
What do you mean you just signed everything? I read every single word.
Yeah, well, you would.
And I was in the office signing paperwork for like 3 hours.
It took me all of 3 minutes. I read the dress code policy and the snacks policy.
Just saying, butt diamonds.
But
Loosen up.
Emily has that face of just like, I can't believe you just did that. Like, I can't believe you only read just the signatures.
Bro, I don't get paid. What the fuck do you expect?
We're going to move on, as we also mentioned that if everyone looks at the chat, MySpace does still exist. It, in fact, is updated even to this day. So if you wish to escape the horrors that are current social medias, check back MySpace. It was a pretty cool time.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What is MySpace?
We're going to move on. Dip, we'll tell you when you're older. It's okay, Bubba.
Oh, no.
It's okay, buddy. All right. Moving on over to Dan. Dan, you're sitting in this room. You're hearing these children talk. And you're just wondering a couple of things on like why a promotion now? Like Teresa has been gunning for I guess an upper level position for a little bit. But like why is it so important now that you all are in a room? And then you remembered something in the previous conference meeting, that there was a merger happening for this company. So my question to you is, who is this other company that we are going to be merging with? And why does that make you uneasy?
Well, I mean, this upcoming merger with X is what they call the company. I'm a little uneasy because it's a big threat to MySpace, from what I understand. I also heard it's a little. I don't want to say this guy, but it's a little bit, that guy. Without going into any other details than that, because I've already got in trouble with HR with some of the things I used to collect. But I don't do that anymore now, at least not as far as the company knows. And that's only for historical reenactment purposes. I would never, real life, do such a thing.
Okay. No, totally fair. Yeah. We'll go ahead and move on over to Lizzie. Lizzie. Now,
Didn't write that down, did you?
I mean, you guys are in the room by yourselves. These are just internal thoughts. Now, Lizzie, people still mistake you for the new kid, but you've actually been here for a few years. You've been here for a couple of years now. You may have still been like a quote unquote underling, but you've been working your ass off. So much so that Teresa once needed your help and you were there for her. Can you tell us how you saved her career?
I mean, aside from being the person that like everyone asks to do the task that they don't want to do and put off.
Yeah, there's that.
Let's just say that there was a meeting that was in like 30 minutes and she had not done her homework on it. Yeah.
All right. I just want to take a quick moment and say thank you to Inkima for our $10 donation. Whoop, 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 woo. Feel free, folks, to go ahead and claim those rewards as well. We have some fun rewards that you can affect this game. You can have someone have accidentally put sugar instead of salt in their coffee, or you can ask a character a specific question, or you can even make all of our characters answer a single question one word at a time. But just go ahead and check out that link in our bio and we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for the donation. We're going to go ahead and move on over to Mathilda. Mathilda, there's a lot happening and you've gone through a lot. But you have been here, I guess seniority wise, the longest. So there's like the question there of like, why aren't you getting a promotion, or what is it that Teresa has that you don't? And I guess the question that ruminates in your head is, how does the queen remind you of her status while this process of a merger is happening?
Well, I didn't want a leadership position, you see, because there was a time when I was the leader, but a merger happened, and this man, no taller than maybe 3'17", waltzed in and said, "Go find me a wife and come back with her. She must be redheaded, by the way, and I will give you your company back." And I realized that being a leader wasn't worth getting that back. It was just Womps Incorporated was not my dream. So shut up. I wanted the leadership position to go elsewhere. My intern at the time, Mehdi Urfi, was a fantastic man, and he and his wife moved on to start their own company, and they asked me to take over that too, and I said no. And that's why the queen reminds me of her status, because she is the potential I could never live up to, for she is at least above 4'22", and I allow this to happen.
Genuinely, like 22 centimeters? Like, what are we talking about?
Possibly kilometers.
Matthew.
I mean, what was this other merger you're talking about? Was it? Oh, I heard the famed Swamped Industries. Was that? There was a pretty notoriously evil person. Many called him a ogre, I think. Was that the company you're talking about?
Yes, Womp Incorporated, also known as Womp Pad. It was this very weird place that I guess got infested, and the children were doing their own mergers within the merger. Jack Frost and this Elsa person, Hiccup and Rapunzel. I couldn't take it, and so I moved on.
Literally killing Abby in the process. Emily, did you have an exclamation point? If you want, if you can breathe.
I did, and I was just gonna ask what happened to that other person's wife, Mathilda.
Oh, he remembers his wife, remembers her good enough to have children, many children they had, and she was a beautiful woman. She was, but disaster struck on Independence Day. It was the weirdest of invasions.
We're moving on. We're moving on as this thought bubble that was supposed to be in Matilda's head grew too big, and then all of a sudden, like, everyone's heads were just like, I don't know. Moving on over to Matthew. Matthew, you're just trying to like figure out exactly how this merger, because you also were at that meeting where they were talking about the merger with X, and how the queen's role would evolve and how yours would evolve as well. And you remember there was a moment that the queen thought more highly of you than you do yourself. How do you know this?
Well, when we were talking about the merger and secrets, when some of our others, I wanted to let go of some people to finally shred off some facts. And I thought some people were weighing us down. But then she made me realize something, that I can carry that weight and then throw it off later, after the merger.
Was there anybody in mind?
Oh, there was a couple of people in mind. One notoriously loves her stories, I would say.
Matilda.
Listen, Sonny McBoy, I'm stupid but not deaf. I hear what you're implying, and I don't like what you're implying. So I'm implying that you imply a clear implication of what you plan to do if this goes through.
I really don't know what you mean. You are such a lovely woman, and your 47 different boyfriends also agree with me.
37. You can't remember small details, Teresa would never make such a blunder.
No, I remember you going on dates and calling people boyfriend for 3 days before they ghost you.
3.5 plus a couple minutes.
Dan.
Mom, you got nothing to worry about. You know where all the bodies are. In most cases, literally.
Harlem.
Living and dead.
Hey, yo. How many one-night stands have you had? Like, what's your body count?
The intern asking the most senior individual in the room, or is it just Matthew? Who were you asking this question to?
Well, I was, you know what? Honestly, everyone.
On the count of 3, everyone put up your fingers of your body count. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I don't have enough.
It's just Mathilda doing this.
Imagine ghost fingers.
Oh my god.
You
I
wouldn't
was
know any of mine
mainly
though.
asking
They
Mathilda
live
because
in
I
Canada.
figured that it couldn't fit on her fingers.
Oh my gosh. All right. And as the I guess the clock starts to tick, and Emily, you start to really focus on the cadence of the clock as it's striking further and further down into the hour. And you start to remember bits and moments about Teresa that, you know, may impact her ability to get this promotion per se. So please tell us, because you've seen a side of the queen that no one else has. Do you hope to see it again?
Was that question to me? I'm sorry.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So yes, you've seen a side to the queen that no one else has. Do you hope to see it again?
No, honestly, as we have butt heads a few times, I don't want to see that again.
Fair enough. All right. And as the ticking continues on the clock, we are going to take a quick 5 minutes, everybody. Thank you again so much for watching so far. We have raised, if I can get to my my thing, we've raised $10 so far. We have 1 more hour to go, so please stick around. Don't forget, we are raising money for Room to Read, that is fighting against inequality all over the world for children everywhere, as well as making it more accessible to read and to fight against illiteracy. So stick around. We will be right back in about 5 minutes. And welcome back, everyone, to For the Corporate Queen, where we are raising money for Room to Read. Just wanted to let everybody know that we just received a $40 donation. Hooray! And we have a bit of a redemption going on right here. If you see, we redeemed Reply All, the dreaded Reply All that nobody likes in the corporate sense. What this means is that all of our players are going to be answering this next question, one word at a time. So, players, go ahead and take yourselves off mute and prepare to answer this next question, where we are going to start in our order with Harlem, then we have Dan, then Lizzie, then Mathilda, then Matthew, then Emily. All right? So, to all of my players, when did you know that you were in love with the queen? I think this is the perfect question that could have come up. So, please tell us a story one word at a time.
When?
Penguins.
Were
Invented.
We.
Skied.
In.
Aspen.
Mountains.
Together.
We.
Fell.
Into.
George Clooney.
What was the word? I didn't hear it.
And I think that's
Movie.
oh wait, sorry, go ahead. Hazel, what was that again that you said?
I said movie.
Movie.
Scene.
Scene.
We.
I'm gonna kill you. Went.
Home.
Again.
And
Conjugated.
Again.
Before.
Firing.
Bruno.
Mars.
Again.
And I think I'm gonna cut it there. I'm gonna cut it. Oh my gosh. So, for my players and my audience, when penguins were invented, we skied in Aspen Mountains together. We fell into George Clooney movie scene. We went home again and conjugated again before firing Bruno Mars again. That is now canon to our story. I'm so heckin' glad that happened. That was great. I'm putting it in the chat for anybody who wants to see it. All right. So just remember that small detail for your upcoming questions. Dip, or should I say Harlem? Harlem, all of a sudden you hear a very quiet knock at the door. Tick, 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 tick. And then you hear it again. Tick, 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 tick.
I'll go open the door.
Perfect. You open the door and you see this very, very, very tall, brawny man. He's wearing like a full black suit, and it almost looks like his head just is over the door. Like, the door frame. So you literally just see his nose down. Hello.
I'm gonna take a step back and hold the door open for him.
Thank you. And he's going to duck underneath, like very awkwardly, and he's going to enter this room. You see before you the president of the company, which you all may name however you wish. The president himself, the president of MySpace, being so large and very tall, doesn't sit down. He just stands at the front, says, "Okay. So, I've been asked by Teresa, who has been on the phone with me this whole time, for she is in Aspen again. She is safe. She is not harmed. She was not murdered, if you thought those things. But she is currently in Aspen. She is waiting to arrive back anytime after her flight actually touches down, for it is very hard for the airports to make it to Aspen, for you see, it is very cold over in Aspen." And you're just like, okay, cool. So Teresa should be coming in the next week or day or so. Who knows? Like, no, she will be here in 45 minutes. In my private jet that goes 1 billion kilometers an hour. But I have been asked by Teresa to answer honestly so that she may prepare to accept this position as head of this side of the merger. So, you, little one, and points
Oh,
over at
God.
you, Harlem.
Oh no.
What did you bring with you that endangers the queen? I don't want to see no fidget spinners or anything.
Oh, don't worry about it. There's there's nothing here like that. I mean, I don't have anything that could possibly harm her in any way. Don't worry. I promise I'm getting rid of all of it right now. It's okay. Don't worry. We're good. I'm very responsible.
I can tell.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work, son. Not
Okay.
my son, just son in general.
Oh.
Son.
Like the sun in the sky?
No, like
Oh.
as a term of endearment. I'm trying to give you how they say kudos. Moving on. And he's just
Thank you.
No, thank you, son. I mean, not my son.
Sure thing, Dad. I mean,
Nope.
oh fuck.
Looks over to Dan. Dan, my good friend, how have you been?
I've been pretty good, Mr. McTall Pants.
That is my Christian name, thank you. Now, I've been asked by Teresa, because you've been here for so long, when was the last time that you had the Queen's undivided attention, and do you hope to have it again?
Well, I mean, that would have been in Aspen. At least I thought it was undivided attention. I'm finding out it wasn't as undivided as I was led to believe. Apparently, anyone knew at Aspen with Teresa, so not sure if I want that again. I looking around the office now, knowing where that has been. I think I'm good.
I will say, the picture of all 7 of you on the snowboard in Aspen is very, very funny. Ha 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 ha.
Yes, funny.
And then looks over to Lizzie. I'm sorry. Are you new here?
No, Ralph, I've been here for 4 years.
Oh, yes. I apologize. Remind me your name again.
Lizzie,
Lizzie.
we
I
have meetings every Monday.
Oh, it must have been your hair. Your hair
My hair's
must have
been
changed.
the same for 3 years.
Well, I'm going to just ask you questions and stop digging myself in a hole. Now, Lizzie, this has been asked by Teresa. When was the last time the Queen gave you a compliment? And why have her words stayed with you?
Well, I think it was when I finished like my first week of training. And she said that I formatted the spreadsheet that she asked for very nicely. And honestly, I think that's it.
Well, you do a very good job, I can assure you that. What was your name
Yeah,
again?
it sounds like you remember me real well, Ralph.
Nope, I remember everything. It's a hard locked box up in here, elephant and all. And then kind of like diverts attention because he hates confrontation. And looks over to his good old friend Mathilda. Oh, Mathilda, you look as beautiful as the first day I laid eyes on you.
Oh, Ralph. I know.
I remember when you were hired here at the ripe old age of 17. We'll make it 18 to make it not weird.
Yes, I do too. I remember working in a garage with greaser boys at the time who loved to sing and dance, and one of them ditched us for this Australian blonde.
What
She
did
too
they
could sing.
What did they sing, baby?
They greasy lightning and something about beaches and sand.
Well,
But I'm hopelessly devoted to you, Ralph.
thank you, Mathilda. We'll reminisce later over coffee or something. I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
Now you've been working here and you've been making a lot of promises. But
Yeah.
Teresa's been making some promises too. So what promise did Teresa make to you before this journey? Or before this merger started happening? Like, what do we have to give you before we officially do the merger? And do you think we will pull through?
I didn't want to announce it here, but this is where we're at. In my old age, alone, after my 54 partners, one craves love still. And Teresa and I have connected well. One would think that even marriage would bring us together someday.
He gets flustered and he's like, do you mean it?
I do. I do.
Finally, after so many years. Matthew.
Are you guys gonna kiss like right now? I mean, if you want to, that's okay. I just don't want to see it.
Excuse me, sir. This is an office setting. There is no fraternizing in the office.
But that's exactly what you're doing now, sir.
I don't know what you mean.
You are fully capable of looking the other way.
Dan.
If you marry my mom, are we still gonna have our Tuesday night D&D games, or
We might have to
I mean,
change it
you
to
just hit level
Wednesday.
6, so
Dan, my son, I mean, not my son. You didn't come from these. But son, I wouldn't miss those games for the world. I mean, not my son. I mean, Harlem would be my son before. Never mind. So as Ralph McTallpants is making eyes at Mathilda and promising D&D engagements, going to get back to business and say, sorry, that was very uncouth. I will continue the interview process now. Matthew, now Teresa had ordered you to do something that you knew that you would regret in your career. Have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
There was a intern before the new Rum Bunches one came in. There was a different one. They were, quite frankly, very terrible at their job, but they were very nice, very endearing, and she asked me to let them go. I wish I would admit that I was a bit nicer in that meeting, but I wasn't. Man, they were really bad. It just godly. They jammed the printer 3 times a day. They got every single coffee order wrong every time. They accidentally put salt in the printer somehow. No one knows how he did it, but he did somehow. And have I forgiven myself? Obviously, he sucked.
Obviously, yes, that is very much a sucky thing to do. Mathilda, my love. Mathilda, my sweet. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you see, Ralph Sugarbottom, the things that I have heard. Dan, you seem very well aware of other people's mistakes, almost too aware. Almost like you were waiting for them so that you could document them. Why would you do such a thing?
Document them? I didn't document anything. All his wrongdoings were documented by someone else. She just had me do the firing because she didn't feel like it. She wanted to prepare for her trip for Aspen. She was really loving to go see the Penguins one more time, and she didn't want to be sad as she prepared for the trip, so I did it for her.
Dan.
Mom, we've talked about this. Don't call people by their D&D character names at work.
That's right. Don't call me Ralphie Sugarbottom, because that is actually my D&D character. I am a level 14 paladin with rock hard abs.
My apologies, my dear glossy nose tip. I will refer to you as other things.
Yeah, just pulls out a little document, write something down. Interesting.
Thank you so much for answering my question. Emily, wow, you almost looked like Teresa for a second. I thought that you were already here, but you are in fact not Teresa. You are Emily. But
Do I really look like her? That's amazing.
Well, I guess this is a great question then. In your eyes, what makes the queen beautiful?
Her style, her hair. She's just really pretty.
Matthew.
Oh, are you falling in love?
I'm already in love. Because remember when penguins were invented, we went skiing in the Aspen Mountains together. We fell into George Clooney movie scene. We went home again and conjugated again before firing Bruno Mars. Again. And so I'm in love.
That is how the rumor goes around the office for sure. But I would say by the comment that you have of the queen that you should also look for that within yourself, Emily.
You really think so? That's really nice of you.
Dan.
I mean, yeah, you may be uptight, but you know, you have your own beauty. I mean, not the same kind of beauty as Glandring, which was forged by the High Elves in Gondolin during the First Age, made for Turgon, the King of Gondolin, you know, which was then lost and not recovered for 6,000 years until Gandalf found it in the cave of the trolls. But you know, like that, you know, kind of thing, maybe.
That sounds really cool. Maybe I should start with the Silmarillion. Isn't that a book? That's like a sequel, isn't it, though?
Maybe start with The Hobbit, not the Silmarillion.
I do love The Hobbit. For I have found my precious. And then at that moment,
Is it Mathilda?
at that very moment, immediately bursting through the door, you see Teresa, completely encased in snow clothing, and has a bit of a sunburn on her face where she was holding where her goggles were, for she was indeed skiing again in Aspen. And she barges in, says, I am incredibly sorry that I am late. I was just, you know, stuck in traffic, and I didn't exactly know my way around I-40. And obviously she is pulling something from somewhere. And it kind of makes you all wonder a little bit on why she's saying these outlandish things right here, right now. Oh, I'm so glad to have you back. Not from Aspen, but from traffic. Yes. I will leave now. And Ralph McTallpants starts to leave, ducks, goes under, and comes back up. And then before he closes the door, he's just going to shrink a little bit and do a little wave to Mathilda as the door closes. So you all are in the room with Mathilda for a final discussion. So I'm sorry it came as a lot of a shock. I know that you guys knew that I wanted to get a little bit more present in the company and you know, raise the ranks. And so thank you so much for answering all these questions. I know you guys said so many great things about me. But I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, if that's okay. And she's just going to go ahead and start rattling off some questions of her own as to how the interviews went, while you all kind of have a bit of inner dialogue at this moment. So Harlem, you see Teresa in front of you, shedding off her winter coat and her gloves and all that jazz. It is literally June outside, and it is hot. So Harlem, what do you do that pleases the queen on during this? Like, just being present for these interviews. What is it that you do that is being pleasing to the queen at this moment?
I got her a coffee. I don't know what's going. This isn't worth the college credit.
Oh, Harlem, I see you got my espresso latte. You are just the sweetest. And she's just going to take that coffee and she's going to guzzle it down. Oh, no. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Moving on over to Dan. Dan. She kind of turns to you and kind of throws her coat in your direction because, you know, typically when she enters the office, you know where it goes and you're just right there by the coat rack. So she doesn't feel that you are super bothered by it. But when was the last time that Teresa embarrassed you?
It was, it was at the Christmas party about 9 years ago.
Ooh.
So, I mean, most people don't know that I knew Teresa before she started working here because she used to play on my One Ring Mud. That's how we first met. And when I brought it up, she acted as if she's never done such a thing. Like that was too nerdy for her. Like all of a sudden, she gets, a couple of nice, power suits, and suddenly she's too good to be the Lady Galadriel anymore. No. Now she's just plain old blah Teresa. And like I'm standing there going like, but we were hanging out in Rivendell and like all this stuff. And she's like, I don't even know what a Riverdale is. And I'm like, Riverdale? What the hell is going on here? It's Rivendell. And I'm just sorry. My therapist said I need to, branch out a bit, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Riverdale.
I mean, who says Riverdale? Crazy. Lizzie, you see her coming in a rush, and she even has like her bag that typically she will entrust to you, because typically you'll go on market rides with her, just to make sure that everybody knows where everything is, because you're just so good at that. But when did you know, out of your 3 or 4 years of being here, that you would never forgive the queen?
I mean, never forgive is such a, forever's a long time. That's strong connotation there. But, the fact that she didn't say anything in the meeting with the shareholders that, I compiled that spreadsheet for, that she didn't give any credit, that didn't feel great. But, I wouldn't say I never forget her.
Okay. All right. And as she is drinking her coffee, Mathilda, you recognize some seemingly, I don't know whether it was like a hair iron burn or a bruise or something. But there's something peeking out from around her neck, around her hair. And you just remember a little fact, Teresa, the queen, has ordered you not to speak to another member of this group, of the people here in the conference room. Who was it? And do you know why?
Oh, well, she's always been like that. She's very much like her second father, not wanting me to tell my stories to people. She thinks that they're boring and no one will believe them. So to save her the embarrassment, she just said, not father, opposite of my father, female parental unit. I was hoping you would just not speak to people in the cubicles. And unfortunately, I just have too much to tell, too much experience. I can't not tell people about what I've been through and how to survive it for next time.
So she just didn't want you to speak to anybody.
No, she finds me embarrassing, but it was because of my 7th husband that she got into the university of her choice anyway. I have much to tell. I don't think that was one of the things I should have told, but I told it.
Matthew.
Please excuse my French. What the fuck are the other 4 husbands come from?
That's not French. I believe they would call that pseudo-Latin. But in my lifetime, that is all. Intern, you had words to speak to me.
Yeah, is Teresa your daughter?
It is possible. It is very possible. For there was just one day I opened a park and I wanted animals, but they all became gigantic reptiles, and one of my little girls disappeared. Could be her, could not be. Who knows?
And as that mystery starts to slowly unfold in your head, Matthew, you start to notice that there's a certain, I don't know, bracelet or a watch that she wears all the time. She never forgets it, but she's not wearing it. It's a little unseemly. And you realize that this merger isn't just like diplomatic. It's not just, for economy's sake. What else do you suspect is going on and why?
Well, isn't it clear? There is a hostile takeover happening in multiple different countries across the world. We're just getting ahead of it.
Mathilda was thinking about it and then was like, yeah, but I'm gonna speak.
Listen here, get off my lawn, child of the past. I have survived every war. I was in a few myself. Might have caused one. Ferdinand did stand me up at the worst time. But I need to know. What are you talking about, hostile takeovers? When did this happen?
Well, I'm not saying we're getting hostilely taken over, but there are other companies across the world getting hostilely taken over. So with this merger, we will be fine. We'll be okay. We won't lose too many of our people. We'll lose some, obviously. That always happens in the merger, but we won't lose everyone at least.
Harlem.
I volunteer.
You volunteer for what?
You said you had to lose some people. I
Oh,
volunteer.
you were already on the list. Don't worry about it.
All right, cool.
All right. Moving on over to Emily. Emily, your favorite person in the office has just burst in the room, and she needs your help in this moment. Now, this question kind of ruminates in your head, but what did you bring with you to protect the queen?
I maybe brought some files that show some poor spending.
Oh.
Maybe a little bit of company embezzlement. But I have those. They were
Just in
on their
case.
way to the shredder when the meeting was called, and I did not have time to actually shred them.
I see. Well, as Teresa has fully done herself up from being in her snowsuit to now being in a beautiful pink jacket and pants with her ever so like her statement necktie.
Barbiecore.
Yes, very Barbiecore. All of a sudden you all see 4, 5, 6 executives walk into the room. And they look not how you think that someone about to be getting a promotion should look. Right. They look disappointed more than anything else. And they say what the beautiful dark-skinned lady who came in with the freckles on her face and her hair up in a bun steps forward and says, unfortunately, we have found that there may be evidence that says that you are not fit for this position, Teresa. And that someone is indeed trying to frame you for embezzlement. Now, if we find this to be true, then you are going to be not only fired, but fined. But if we find that it is simply just a honest mistake, that it wasn't in fact you, that it was a lie to promote someone else, then you will receive the promotion. So, all of my players, at this time, the queen is under attack. Now, my question to you all is, do you defend her in this moment? Are you going to let her continue to gain this position? Or are you going to bring forth some truths that may end her career here and now? So at this moment, I need everyone to go ahead and place your thumbs in the middle. Audience, this is about to be the end of our show. Just want to let you know that we have raised $50 today. Oh, just kidding. We raised even more. Oh my gosh, we raised another $25. Thank you so much, Ruben. So we have raised $75 today. And we have also had the redemption of per my last email. So this should be very interesting being part of our very last question. So all of my players, you've had about a moment to decide whether or not you're going to defend the queen in this moment or not. So on the count of 3, if you wish to close your eyes for dramatic effect, you may. But on the count of 3, I want you to choose thumbs up to defend the queen or thumbs down to send her out of here. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is gonna be good. So we had 2 people in defense of the queen, and we had 4 people saying, nah, not today. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our 2 lovely ladies who have decided to defend the queen this day. We'll go ahead and start with Savannah. Mathilda, I should say. Mathilda, tell me why you defend the queen, and what do you do in this moment that helps her out?
Well, I wanted to defend one of my could possibly be children. And I'm retiring next week. It literally makes no difference to me. Gonna get that sweet PTO payout. And I hope she does well. But I also want her to know that I'm grateful for her listening to my stories and giving me a home among these lovely people, minus HR. And I am grateful for the experiences that I have had here because of her. Even if she did talk about Bruno without me that one time.
Now, before we move on to Emily, this is the perfect moment to bring a per my last email by bringing in Dan. Dan, it is your turn to please go ahead and tell us why you wish not to defend the queen, and what do you do in this moment that directly counteracts Mathilda?
Dan pulls off a fake mustache, and a fake beard, revealing an identical mustache and beard underneath, ending the longest episode ever of Undercover Boss. And just simply goes, Mom, you've dedicated a lot of time to this company, but you know what? You're fired. And Teresa is fired. Emily, you expressed some interest in the Silmarillion, so I'll give you a second chance.
No, young man, you cannot fire me like you fired your uncles, especially when you've already quit. Remember, you turned in your 2 weeks notice 2 possible weeks ago. You're not even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be in Alcatraz. Why are you here?
And again, you're confusing me with Dad. You always do this.
You're fired. have a built-out Alcatraz so you could have a better life, and you use it to deceive these fine people.
We're sending you to a farm, Mom. You can run and play all day, okay?
We're going to shift over before we get more into the farm metaphor. No. Emily, you have decided in this moment that you are going to defend the queen. Why do you choose to defend the queen in this moment, and what do you do to help?
I am choosing to defend her because I think she's cool and I really admire her and I want to be like her. And I'm going to keep them damn papers that I have to myself and get them to the shredder.
Perfect.
Eventually.
Evidence will not exist. All right. Now we're going to move on over to more of our naysayers. Harlem, please explain why you're deciding not to defend the queen today and what do you do in this moment?
I met her once. I don't want to be here. This place is crazy, man. Like, what the hell is going on with this family tree? What is happening? I have a feeling there's a lot of nepotism and anti-nepotism happening here, considering everything that's happening. Obviously, we've got people who are in love with each other. We've got people who are the children of other people. We've got people who might be siblings. Apparently, we went skiing at one point when penguins were invented. Bro, I've been bringing snacks here every single day in hopes that I would get fired. And nothing has happened. She's obviously not very good at her job.
And so, do you just like up and leave? Do you just like run out of the room? Put in
Hell
your 2
no.
weeks?
I'm pulling out my phone. I'm recording the rest of this. This shit's crazy.
Perfect. Matthew, you've decided not to defend the queen this day. Why? And what do you do in this moment?
Well, secretly, we've been going behind the scenes and I was getting close to her. She confessed love for me and I said that I wasn't interested, and then she started to spite me for not being in love with her. So, I am the director of IT. I see every email and every message to each other. So I started to see some of her messages to other people talking bad about me behind my back. So those finds that she thought she disappeared, I refound them and sent them directly to the board and put this all together to catch her.
Excellent, excellent. Moving on over to Lizzie. Lizzie, why do you decide not to defend the queen this day?
Because I have to do her whole job for her.
Yeah.
Because tell me why 30 minutes before a board meeting, she hasn't done a single piece of her homework. Not a single piece of data is logged and put together. And also those papers, Emily, that you were trying to shred. I have the electronic copies. Everything gets scanned here.
What
I
papers?
sent them to IT.
It's always good to have
She's
a fly
going
on the wall.
down, Emily. If you want to be anything like her, go ahead. But you're not. She's not somebody you want to be.
And as the drama unfolds, and as some of the cattiness comes out, and Teresa starts getting fingers pointed at her face, we then fade to black as the cam recorder, being in Harlem's phone, or Harlem's hand, continues to record the situation. But we'll leave that for another time. And that is for the Corporate Queen. Thank you all so much for watching and for helping us raise money and awareness for Room to Read, where we were able to raise $75 today. Whoop, 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 whoop. Don't forget, though, we'll have this open for another week. So if you continue to wish to donate, please do so. Spread this out to your friends. Room to Read is a very important organization teaching children all over the world how to read that may not have access to books or may not be allowed to have access to books. So we want to be able to allow them to use their own mind and to be as creative as they wish to be instead of being, I guess, restricted to certain societal norms. But we appreciate all of our donations for today's stream, and I appreciate all of my players today. We're going to go ahead in reverse order. I'll go ahead and allow them to really quick introduce themselves. Please tell me who you were, who you are, and let the audience know where they can find you. We will start in reverse order and start with Abby.
Oh no, going first. I'm Abby. You can find me at WittyXWitch on any social that I am on. You can also find me at World Tree Quests on Saturdays playing the Dragon Age TTRPG, which I'm a huge fan of. So
Excellent, excellent. Next up, we have Matthew.
Hello, I am Techo. I'll go by Techo Monk. You can find me on Dark Domains RPGs, where I sometimes storytell different one-shots, or I'm in a game. I'm actually in a game this Friday where we're playing Predators. If you've ever watched the Badlands show, we're doing that kind of vibe, where we're trying to, we're Predators, or we're going out to do our first kill in order to become, I forgot the word for it that fast.
But the ultimate alien.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Moving on over to our lovely and auspicious Mathilda.
Yes, 'tis I, Mathilda, with many more stories. Anyway, my actual name is Savannah_Georgie. That is me across all social media platforms. I am just here enjoying the vibes and helping a friend out for raising money, and that is honestly my shtick, and I'm just here to help.
Incredible. We love having you here. Moving on over to Lizzie.
Hi, I was Lizzie. My name's actually Hazel. You can find me at pixies.dancing on Instagram. I really only promote for the cause stuff, so you can always find me here. I join the games every couple of months. But yeah.
Thank you so much. Moving on over to our undercover boss, Dan.
I was Dan. I am Glenn, also known as Games of the Bunker. You can find me as such over on Blue Sky on Itch, where you can pick up my newest game. Also, you can check me out. I am on a couple of streams. I do D in Denial every Thursday, where I run games from the vault, and I occasionally play on D&D with D. So you can find me in those spots as well.
Thank you so much. And then we have our incredible intern, Harlem.
Hi, I was Harlem Hayes, unpaid intern in over his head. I am Serendipity, also known as Dip, also known as Serendipity.the.entity. You can find me on mostly TikTok and Instagram, where I do mostly cosplay content. You can also find me here every once in a while.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I've been your facilitator for this evening. My name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across all of the social medias. You can find me here on For the Cause, as well as on my own socials, doing a lot of cosplay and fun content. Otherwise, I appreciate all of you all for being here and for raising awareness and donating to our cause of the month. Please go ahead and check our For the Cause event socials for our upcoming month's sessions, which are to be determined, as well as our cause to be determined. But once again, thank you all, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.